Welcome to the Honey Soul Child Bottega YouTube channel, where we explore the hidden realms of the soul, harness the power of energy shifts, and embark on a profound healing journey beyond religious beliefs. Channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. As the future is not set in stone, we encourage you to use the messages as guidance, taking what resonates and leaving what does not. Remember, your interpretation matters most, and you have the power to shape your own destiny. All right, so rising everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am your chakra priestess here to give you all reading with Monique and her eldest son. All right, I'm recording this on the 3rd of March, so let's go ahead and get down to it. This is Monique's end, this is her son's end. So, right off the bat with Monique, the first card that came out for her is the Monk Nun. Let me turn this brightness down because it's a bit too much. Okay. The Monk Nun came out for Monique with the light attribute stating selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, with the shadow attributes stating negative judgment of physical world, excess pity. Okay. Also at the bottom of the deck that was present for her is Angel, with the light attribute stating helping those in need with no expectation of return, with the shadow attribute stating acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. And this could be regarding to herself and how she loves herself in that manner because of the shade of pink. And then with it being magenta too, that's more of the higher chakras, in the sector of the higher chakras, in that manner. That is the higher chakras with this particular color, with magenta is like above the 6 feet above the crown chakra, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to read in the guidebook with Monk Nun, the card that came out for her first, and get a little more context with that. Excuse me. So with Monk Nun is talking about possesses, well, for one thing, celibate. That's what it says in quotes. Well, in parentheses, celibate. It also possesses spiritual intensity, devotion, dedication, persistence, perhaps wisdom, or another thing could be able to single-minded, assiduous, devoted to a spiritual path, or any work that requires intense focus, including art and business. Which she is an actress and a comedian. Another pointer could be celibate conserves vital energy for work and or spiritual practice. And then with the shadow attributes with the Monk Nun card is being removed from the real world, overly pious, and self-absorbed. Interesting. Also it says as a whole, determine whether you have serious life pattern or removing yourself from the world and personal relationships to focus intensely on spiritual practice work. So it seems like it's a it's a need for her to become celibate when it comes to possibly how she communicates herself, or just how she expressed her authentic self, since this card is like in the darker spectrum, more like that third eye chakra, between throat and third eye chakra, gaining clarity of what has came about. I'm trying to like pick at this dang this skin that I have on my face. But that's being a distraction. Also, let's see. What else is this in the book? I like the ending portion where it does says determine where you have a serious life pattern of removing yourself from the world and a personal relationship to focus intensely on spiritual practice or work. I do like that, and it seems that is the statement that's pointed out to me the most. Is she's at a point where she has to figure out where the patterns are presenting themselves, and what she can do to remove them or break them, so she can present herself back into the world, possibly as this angelic or this angel being in that manner. Be like how she once was in the beginning regarding to being how should I say it, being a admiral person in the industry. There we go. Because I was like, what? Come on now, front show. So the clarifying cards that came out for Monique is these two cards came out with each other. So if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody ain't happy, with self-love, relaxation, regeneration, and replenishment. So a sacred bath is needed for her to cleanse out the negative forces that are against her and within her, so she can come out fresh and renewed. Following suit with the catching light bulbs to experience happiness, everyday magic, childhood, simple pleasures, and wonder. So she needs to grow from, it seems like she needs to expand her expand or grow, learn how to grow from those childhood experiences that she may have had encountered back then, because at the bottom of the deck we have the sweet as Georgia peach with kindness, tender care, charm, and beauty. So she does bring about, she does present herself as the peacemaker, sweet as a Georgia peach, very loving in nature type of deal, nurturing type of deal. However, with her shadow aspects, we have treacherous shadow that came about, keeping big secrets and likely to betray trust or untrustworthy, no loyalty, dishonesty. However, she needs to be aware that what's done in the dark will come to light. Is the risk worth taking? So she has to think about that, because it can mess with your confidence levels. Since there is some yellow within the snake and around her eyes, it could bring your self-confidence, or it could strike a nerve with your ego as well. Right, which you need to be aware about. Check your ego and all those aspects, because with the hidden blockages that also came out from Monique is all work and no play. There has been workaholicism that can block creativity, dull talents, and spiritual inspiration. So she needs to get back into balance, which again, that further clarifies this. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody ain't happy. A spiritual bath is needed. Give your body and mind time to recuperate so she can be more effective, and self-care keeps you on top of your game in the game. Because the pessimistic attitude that also comes out for her is not justifying the problems, and is signifying why things are not changing, because those thoughts, they're becoming overwhelming, overbearing. So she needs to see through the possibilities and become aware of the trap, that your language creates, and don't be so quick to look at the negative instead of thinking about all of the possibilities that can come from a particular situation. Okay. Meanwhile, with her son, the Knight card had came out for him. So there's a sense of loyalty, romance, chivalry, and a love of humor. And he is a comedian himself, so this is definitely indicating him. With this shadow attribute is also stating there's an allegiance to destructive ruler or principle or romantic delusion. So with this Knight card, and it's like the darker hue of blue is floating between that throat chakra and that third eye chakra as well. Yeah, so that affects his sense of expressing himself, speaking his truth, as well as let's see, his intuitiveness when it comes to that third eye chakra realm. As I'm viewing on this picture here, of course, with the horse, it does stand for nobility. With it being white, is bring about purity and innocence, and it seems like he wears his heart on his shoulders. Okay. The Knights, they come in quick though. They come in quick. Following through with the Virgin card at the bottom of the deck for him being present, it's talking about maintaining a symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and with the shadow attributes of stating fear of intimate union. So even though he may come across, it seems like even though he comes across, loyalty, romantic, chivalry, has banter, right? On the flip side, or what's hidden, is that he could be guarded with his heart because of, again, not experiencing the love of a mother in a healthy way, right? So in order to maintain the purity and the spirit of his heart, right, he only allows, it seems like he only allows a few in that is able and capable to unlock it in a healthy manner. Okay, which brings about the clarifying cards with the Swamp Angel. There's a sense of nuisance and gossip and hassle, freeloading and opportunism surrounding him, that is needing to be put to an end with this 27 here. The 27 could have been a significant year for him as well, as far as age wise, because that does initiate that Saturn return that comes about within depending on how early and how late your birthday is, that's just some things to come into mind, but he seems like he's like putting a stop to things with all the gossip and the nuisance that's surrounding the conversation between him and his mom. And with the bottom of the deck, we have where you raised in a barn with poor manners, lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, and social grace is required. So with this, I'm seeing in this image, as well as numerically, the 3 + 1 = 4 that deals with stability and structure. So it seems like it seems like with the barn being here, of course, is dealing with the foundational roots to a certain capacity, like where you raise in a barn type of deal is basically like, hey, it's a time and a place for everything. That's what I'm getting for it. Also following through with the shadow cards and the hidden blockages. So we have the reactive shadow that came out for him. So he is quick. It seems like he is quick to emotionally react to situations, possibly overreact, but don't take criticism well. So he needs to learn to sit back and observe, and not everything needs a reaction. The truth always comes to light, which explains the "were you raised in the barn" type of deal. Following through with the paradox card at did the small dreams card? Okay, the small dreams card was at the bottom of the deck, which of him not dreaming bigger enough. So he needs to be able to dream bigger so he can reach better heights, and shift his mindset to things that are basically not that doesn't need his attention at the time. Okay, with the paradox shadow highlighted at the top of the deck, is talking about an act in contradiction to personal belief, duplicate, whatever, duplicititious, or contradiction, as well as inconsistent. So he needs to embrace the complexity of his mind that extends beyond barriers of logic, and he'll be able to discover a world of wonder. Okay, so in other words, he needs to be able to expand his horizons. That's what I'm getting just based on the cards that came out for him. He needs to continue to strive high and expand his horizon, enlarge your territory per se. Now, what is the tea regarding to him and his mother? What is the tea regarding to him? The relationship between Monique and her son. We have moving on. Thank you. Next slide is giving smooches. Following through with that, we have a player, and then ain't-ish. Oh, wow. Does he like basketball? At the top of the deck, we got child services, kids at risk of being taken or is about to, reporting something, neglect or abuse. And then nightmares, with somebody or both of them may be encountering insomnia, paranoia, anxiety, unable to sleep, seeing things clearly, those sorts of deals. So it seems like she is like moving on. Thank you. Next. Meanwhile, he's like whatever, because child services to it probably I don't know if child services had came to the into the picture within their lives, but it's highlighted here, you know what I'm saying? But there may have been times where the kids may have been at risk, or was about to, as well as somebody reporting something, like somebody reporting on how Monique treats her son, or just plain and simple may have experienced neglect during those upbringing years, right? Okay, so that's what I'm getting on that. Oh, I just want to see what the hidden truths between Monique and her husband. What are some hidden truths between Monique and her husband? Which I should have been doing a reading on that itself, which because he don't like, obviously he don't like Sydney. So I'm like, what? So we got independent. What else? Non-committed. What else? Someone new. Interesting. What's that? What's falling through? At the top, there's dreams. It seems like these dreams that Monique wants to continue to fulfill. Friendship. Him. Sydney may be going through like and avoidance. Interesting. What is Sydney avoiding? Interesting. These cards say a lot, okay? Oh, we'll just keep a thumb note on that whenever I do a reading between Monique and her husband. Now, let's see. At the root, we got the Knight of Wands. Let's see. We have the Queen of Coins at the sacral. We have the Two of Swords at the solar plexus. And then we have the Judgment card. It did come out like reverse, but I'm going to acknowledge it both ways. And then we have the Guilt card at the bottom. All right, so first things first, we have the Knight of Wands here that's present at the root chakra. So with that being said, with the Knight of Wands, that represents enthusiasm and explorations, free-spirited. So there's a sense of, it seems like both of them were able to speak their mind, speak their truth in their own versions regarding to the money and stability and foundational roots in those humble beginnings, right? The Knight of Wands in this particular deck in general, it represents a daring change, impulsiveness, or entrepreneurship. So and that can go about that way. So the Knight of Wands, it does represent like entrepreneurship in order to stabilize the foundation, provide the basic necessities. So they were able to utilize their talents. So this can go two ways. They were able to use their talents to establish their foundation on an individual standpoint, as well as they were able to speak their truths regarding to their humble beginnings and how it affects them being the person that they are now. So let's get some clarifying cards with that. Why is the Knight of Wands here present? Okay, the Nine of Wands is indicating the Five of Wands. So harmony is being restored. That's the blessing that came upon this situation, or finding a common ground or providing solutions. What could have been the challenge of this? Okay, we got the new moon, manifesting your desires, change of direction and not giving up, or setting your intentions. So the challenge could have been manifesting the dream, setting your intentions, or experience a change of direction, which led to an internal change, and letting go so things could start. Interesting. So would that clarify this card here? Interesting. All right. So moving forward with, I think that's how that came about. The blessing of them, being able to utilize their talents to create, to establish their foundational roots. It has restored some type of harmony. However, the challenge along the way was continue to not give up in the process, right? Whether it's setting your intentions or a change of direction was happening with the new moon card, because it will lead to either a complete renewal, an abrupt change, a breakup, or just letting things go in order for things to start. Okay. Scorpio energy. Pluto and Scorpio. All right, so with the Queen of Coins present in the sacral chakra, we have first, it is a third eye chakra card. So this is definitely giving Monique energy. Queen of Coins, because she is the breadwinner in this situation. So it seems like with the Queen of Coins here, the Queen of Coins, it represents an individual, of course. With the Queens, it's age-wise 40 and up. It brings about practicality, motherly, down to earth, securely, homely, all sorts of things. So this is that angelic feature here, and that sweet as a Georgia peach as well, and that if mama ain't happy, nobody ain't happy type of deal. So so with this being in the sacral chakra region, she was able to bring she was able to utilize her money, of course, to regarding relationship wise, she brought money. The money played a factor within the relationship between both of them, obviously. It brought about a different type of parenting tactic when it comes to her being the breadwinner. Clarify this Queen of Coins card. She's very intuitive, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's being clarified by the Knight of Coins. Okay. With her being very connected with nature, meaning by she's conservative. She is protective. She could be stubborn at times. Following suit with that, definitely regarding to a union. All right. And then with the Seven of Coins at the bottom of the deck, good things take time. Perseverance, with strategic planning, and sowing your seeds in the right areas, so it can get to that 10 of Pentacles or that 10 of Coins, that family legacy type of deal. So yeah. Interesting. Now, with the Two of Swords here present in the solar plexus region, on how they assert themselves in situation or establish boundaries, it seems like and some indecisiveness, definitely within the relationships among each other, because this is a sacral chakra card. And with the sacral chakra, it brings about emotions and feelings, how they feel about each other. It was very indecisive. Like, they mentally had to they really had to well, let's look at the way this thing looks. The eyes are covered, the third eye is covered as well. So the choices or the decisions on how they assert themselves in situations, as well as how boundaries was established, it seems like it was endless. It was very indecisive, and blocked emotions as well. Very reserved in that matter. Let's see what else. Let's clarify this. It's like denial. Oh wait, there's a card. Seven of Cups. There we go. Unclear illusion. There was confusion. Okay, the shiny object syndrome. Wishful thinking. Lack of focus on how... Oh, wait. Here go another card. Jeez, come on now. The challenge was fairness and balance, doing what is right. Whatever causes may have been brought into the forefront, it's an effect that happens. How's that word? Every decision is there is a consequence that comes. Is that how that's worded? Every decision determines your destiny. That's a better way to to word that. The decisions you made determines your destiny. There's a cause to an effect. I'm trying to figure out the wording when it comes to consequence. Is it every decision there's a consequence? Y'all help me out in the comment section below, okay? But anyways, the challenge regarding to this matter of the Two of Swords being present in the solar plexus region is, fairness and balance. The equal give and take. Are you learning the lessons that as you are bringing resolutions to a situation, okay? Which the guidance for that is time for a new beginning or stepping into the unknown. Be free spirited be in that full Aquarius energy, free thinking. What else? Aquarius is known as being free thinking and independent in that manner. Okay. So yeah, there's some factors that came into play with that. Which leads to the Judgment card being present in the heart chakra region. Now, with the Judgment card being in the upright position, it just brings about, of course, judgment, but also rebirth and answering to the call. Meanwhile, on the reverse standpoint, it leads to some self-doubt and refusal of self-examination at the same time. So with that being said, now with it being in this particular, how is explained with this particular deck, and this particular card, with this being a crown chakra card, it is a call definitely from it's definitely a how should I say it? A calling from the Creator, a calling from God, for them to, create the light for themselves and others, as well as the student becoming the master. Or on the flip side, unlearn the lesson and still be in that, still be in this energy of not being able to let stuff go. So are you willing to answer the call, or are you willing to keep holding on and still not learn from the lesson? Okay, so that's what is asking from them in a heart center standpoint regarding to the relationship for them. And it seems like it seems like with these cards being present here, she's willing to move on from the situation, and he's like, you still ain't learned the lesson, mom. Okay. But for both of them, as an individual as well as a mother and son relationship, it's up for them to be able to come to a common ground and resolve the situation and get on the path to forgiveness and healing, whether it's with them doing it with each other or by themselves individually, or be still stuck in the past. So there is indication here from the higher source, the higher powers, to be like, hey, are y'all gonna get this together or not? If not, it's just gonna be another pattern that you're gonna have to address in the next lifetime. So let's clarify this. Are you willing to answer the call for forgiveness? Let's see. It is being clarified for the Knight of Cups, which is to follow your heart. The blessing from this situation is they'll be able to follow their hearts with a loving proposal. The challenge of the situation is there is mind over matter. Okay, definitely within the relationship because of that Libran energy at the top. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that right here? So yeah, there is the challenge is mind over matter. Are you going to do it by the book, or are you not going to do it by the book and be cold? Okay. The guidance for this situation. Oh my gosh. Well, I ain't even do it yet. Boom. Here it is. The guidance would be to accumulate, material attachment. I don't like that. I'll set it to the side. But I'll just get another card. I was really supposed to get the card from the bottom. The guidance would be the 6 of Wands. It will ignite a confidence boost. It will gain some recognition and success if this encounter happens. It don't have to be in the public. It can be in the background, okay? Because the throwdown, it did happen in the public, but the real work, it could happen in the background. And now hopefully it gets to that point. If not, it's okay. Sometimes you just gonna have to accept people as is in order to move on and not be stuck in that same old pattern over and over again. Because at the bottom of the deck, there is some guilt. There is a sense of guilt with, look, I want you all to look at this picture now. I do like the way how this card looks in regarding to the guilt aspect, because it is it's highlighted with the sacral chakra region that deals with your emotions and feelings, but it also resides where childhood upbringing as well as parenting and relationships on all aspects, specifically with platonic, okay, and romantic, and parent to child relationships. So at the bottom of the deck, what is hidden regarding to relationship with both of them, there is a sense of guilt, possibly on Monique's end, because there's a woman being highlighted in this picture. You know, you see the angel halo at the top, you know, fulfilling the mother duties. It seems like she has been chained with that, having to do the homemaker, or being in this image of being the good mom, the homemaker, having the best relationship, all that other stuff. But in the background, you see this, she's wearing blue, which represents the throat chakra, not being able to speak her truth, not being able to authentically be within herself, authentically live her life like she wants to, because of what the decisions that was made in the past, right? The past, present, and from now on, in that manner. But again, there is always room for change. There's always room to change. You are free to change your mind any given moment, any given second, but it's up to them to do so in that manner. So let's get some cards on how they can learn from, what are they learning from this relationship? What is Monique learning? Oh, dang, already. The Death card. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. How can she go about the situation? Completion. Completing, answering the call. Answering the call so she can, again, break that cycle. What about her son? What lesson is he learning with his mother, or the relationship with his mother? Intuition. Look at this. Orange being highlighted again. Intuition. With 2 plus 22, that is a master number. Okay. Which I'll have that master number significant splattered on the screen. But it seems like he needs to use his intuition to create. Tap into his feelings and emotions, because it was indicated in the beginning that he is here it is, hold on. It did indicate that not only he's reactive, but he's guarded with his heart. So he needs to tap into his emotions. How can he go about this situation? Self-love. Oh, how appropriate that is. Self-love, so he can experience that soul healing within himself, so he can be able to live in his true authentic self, with this blue being highlighted for the throat chakra, and have a sense of morals and values that not only morals and values, but also being in oneness within himself. There we go. That, and always know that he has everything he needs in order to be who he really wants to be, right? Is giving that song, I know I can be what I want to be what I want to be. If I work hard in that, I'll be where I want to be. I'll be where I want to be. Okay? And then far as like the relationship as a whole, we got the change card that is at the top of the deck for them. Change. Should I read about that change card? I think I should. Because radical change, sudden change. Change. Okay, this card indicates a time of expected and unexpected change, when anything can happen, and usually does. By this card, you're being encouraged to think of your life as an adventure in which exciting opportunities could appear at any moment. Rather than fearing the unfamiliar, unknown, you are urged to embrace expansion, movement, and change. This is a time to go with the flow and open yourself to opportunities that will improve your quality of life. Anything is possible, and the wheels are set in motion. So be sure to play your part by moving closer to your dreams. You may be called upon to make changes in your mindset, your relationships, and a residency, lifestyle, or career. Whatever shift is needed, to serve your greater good. It's time to broaden your horizons and respark your passion for your life. That is a great way to end that note. So without further ado, that concludes the reading for Monique and her son. Feel free to chime down in the comment section below regarding to this reading about the two of them. Again, if you'd like a book a personal session with me, www.honeysoulchildbottega.com. I am offering personal readings as well as 2024 energy readings, where I break it down season by the seasons, as well as the Pisces seasons reading. Check that out for the Pisces season reading. That's like on a collective aspect. But if you want a personal reading, hit me up on the website to book your appointment, book your session with me. Okay, yeah, be on the lookout for the New Moon in Pisces activity book that will be available closer, if not before the New Moon in Pisces cycle comes. And be on the lookout for those free downloadables in my link tree regarding to giving like a little glimpse of what I put in my activity books as well. And yeah, I'll check out the blog post, check out the podcast. I will definitely get back on the podcast. I thank you all for your patience. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, always remember to love thyself, know thyself, soothe thyself, so you can heal thyself.